What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. And if you think that the Chinese spy balloons and the other UFOs, unidentified flying objects, which haven't quite been identified yet, but have been shot down, well, China has actually done some other things here recently over Hawaii. Check this out. Yeah, you can actually see here Chinese satellite beams green lasers over Hawaii here a few days ago. This has been confirmed. You can see here astronomers believe green lights seen over Hawaii were lasers from a Chinese satellite, and there's actual real pictures of it. This is a still photograph from it. And this is now starting to get more and more attention here because of the spy balloons that were shot down, and China confirmed what they were. And now people are starting to question this as well, along with the other UFOs, which stands for unidentified flying objects that have been shot down here as well. And you can see the details here on this are astronomers say a Chinese satellite has been caught on video beaming down green lasers over the Hawaiian Islands. Kind of makes you wonder why, right? A National Astronomical Observatory of Japan live stream camera atop the Subaru telescope on Mauna Kea recorded the footage. I don't believe that. The lasers flashed for just a couple of seconds and were initially thought to be from NASA, thought to be from a NASA satellite. But they put out a correction note on Monday, February 6th, that said that NASA scientists did a simulation of the trajectory of satellites that have a similar instrument and found a most likely candidate as the ACDL instrument by the Chinese satellite, saying, quote, it's a Chinese satellite that is measuring pollutants, among other things, said the University of Hawaii Institute of Astronomy, Roy Gal. It has many different instruments on it, some type of topographical mapping, or they're also used for measuring stuff in the Earth's atmosphere. And I think that's what it is, environmental measurement satellites. I'm not sure, and this is my opinion, why the Chinese, who are probably some of the most prolific polluters on the planet, would be collecting data on pollutants on this side of the Pacific. Quote, it seems to me that those tensions are there. People are a little antsy, and I think that we just need to be a little more aware and vigilant. Now, the question is, why would a Chinese satellite be scanning the Hawaiian Islands? You can give me your answers or your thoughts down below in the comment section. Because honestly, the Chinese should have no reason to scan the Hawaiian Islands for pollutants or environments or to know the landscape at all. What would they possibly need to do that for? It's not like the Hawaiian Islands have changed. It's not like they need to know what the pollution is over the Hawaiian Islands. Yeah. And they're sending spy balloons over. They've confirmed that that first one was theirs. We'll be finding out more about the second, third, and fourth, who owns it. Why is all this happening? It kind of makes you wonder. Yeah, don't forget here recently that China also claimed after both of these two incidents happened. Yeah, China claimed here just a couple days ago here that China says that over 10 US balloons trespassed over China, but never wanted to mention it before. But now all of a sudden, this is since early 2022, so since last year, but never wanted to mention it before. Now all of a sudden they're going to mention it now, but never wanted to mention it before, right? Yeah. It also wouldn't surprise me if all of a sudden China shoots down some balloon and said, "Oh, look, this is from the United States." They could literally just send a balloon up there, shoot it down. It could be their own balloon, and they could just put some U.S. writing on it and say it's from the United States. I mean, at this point, I mean, what would stop them from doing that? I mean, they literally manufacture stuff for the United States and put United States writing on it every single day, then ship stuff over here to the United States with English writing on it every day. Yeah, so things are getting kind of crazy here. I also want to show you this tweet that Donald Trump Jr. tweeted the other day. I'd seen it. Somebody mentioned it in the comments section, and I said I better go check that out. So take a look at this. Yeah. So here is Donald Trump Jr.'s official Twitter account. He posted this a few days ago, and he says he posted this picture of a pink elephant in the room standing next to this girl at a grocery store. And this girl's looking at UFOs and she's distracted by the UFOs distracted away from the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room says the US blew up the Nord Stream, referring to the Nord Stream pipeline. So this picture posted by Donald Trump Jr. is saying that the US blew up the Nord Stream pipeline. So you can let me know your thoughts here on this. He also here says, here's a nice shiny object to distract you from the fact that we're seemingly committed an act of war against Russia. Minor details. Yeah, that also says right underneath here, let's also talk about the ecological disaster happening in Ohio right now that no one seems to want to talk about, which I, of course, am talking about because that's a major story that more people need to talk about. But I want to know your thoughts here on Donald Trump Jr. saying, with literally saying here, that we committed an act of war against Russia. And this is giving Russia basically, he's telling Russia that we did this, which, nobody else from the United States is, from a political figurehead, is saying that we blew up the Nord Stream pipeline. Well, Donald Trump Jr., the son of Donald Trump, the former president of the United States, and he's going to be running for president again from the Republican Party, is telling Russia that we blew up the Nord Stream pipeline. That's what he put in writing right there in his comment to the picture, and the writing from the picture. So he's basically giving Russia ammo to say, hey, we attacked you. We attacked your pipeline. And we committed, what's his wording here? That we seemingly committed an act of war against Russia, is what Donald Trump Jr. said. So let me know your thoughts on this, because whether I was a Republican or a Democrat, I wouldn't be telling Russia that we committed an act of war against Russia. I mean, Russia could literally read this. I'm sure they do. I'm sure they follow Donald Trump Jr., Biden, Hillary Clinton, Obama. I'm sure they follow all the political figureheads on Twitter. I mean, Donald Trump Jr. is probably going to run for president in the future after Donald Trump Sr. is done with it. I'm sure that Donald Trump Jr. is going to run for president in the future, right? And Donald Trump Jr. is basically saying to Russia, we committed an act of war against you. He's literally giving them the okay to attack us back. They could literally plaster that on their TV media and say, listen, this is what we did. Donald Trump Jr. just said that we did it, or said that the United States did it. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments section, whether you're Republican or Democrat or in the middle and not really from either side, just looking at things realistically. Let me know your thoughts on that because it's pretty crazy. Also, I wanted to show you this. Nikki Haley is the first official Republican candidate to run against former President Donald Trump for the Republican side, and says that all politicians who are over 75 years of age should have a mental competency test. Yeah, you could let me know your thoughts here, and you could see the different headlines here going on here. Nikki Haley launches GOP campaign by insulting Americans aged 75 and older. But what she says is that all politicians or people running for president, vice president, or House of Representatives or Senate should have a mental mandatory competency test for politicians over age 75. This would include both Biden and Trump. Biden just turned 80, and Trump will be turning 77 here soon. So they're about 3.5 years apart, and both of them would have to have this done here. So yeah, either of them, if reelected to the next presidency, would be the oldest president ever. Yeah, so I think here 2024, Biden would be like 81. Trump would be, I'm not sure if he'll be 78 by then or not. You have to look up his exact month or so. And then you got to think about 4 years from then. Biden could be like either 85 or 86. And then Trump would be like about 3 years less than that. So he would be either 82 or 83 or something in there. Both would be in their 80s by the end of that term. Yeah, well over the 75-year mark. So really, really up there. Definitely farther, much farther than the oldest president before that. So let me know your thoughts on this. Do you think that and you know Senator Feinstein, a Democrat from the Senate, who recently announced that she's going to be retiring after her term ends here in the Senate. She's like in her 80s as well. I think she's almost 90. You know, we do see that a lot of Republicans or Democrats in the House or Senate, they literally go into their 80s or almost in a 90 at some point, sometime as well. Same thing with Supreme Court justices as well. You know, they get to serve a lifetime there. Sometimes they go until they die. So it kind of makes you beg the question is how old is too old? Yeah. So let me know your thoughts here in the comments, and I'll keep you up to date here with everything going on here in our country on a daily basis. So if you haven't yet, make sure to click the subscribe button down below and then the bell icon so you don't miss out on any new videos that come out here on our YouTube channel every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, thanks so much for hitting the like button for us and sharing these videos. It really helps out our YouTube channel and helps the YouTube algorithm promote us to new viewers here as well. Here's some videos you can watch next. Here's a really good video about what Russia just did to the United States, and the Air Force had to be called in. And also, here's a really good video about Social Security and Senator Bernie Sanders' brand new bill for 2023. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.